going to have to, have changed stuff overnight. You're not going to find that sort of time by just changing your riding style. Sure, some guys like Helmi Asman have got a lot to learn, and they will be learning lap by lap, but there's other guys out there that probably need to look at their settings today.
This is the Sepang International Circuit, 5.5 kilometers long, 15 tons. Now then, here's a sight for sore eyes. Zamri Barber, who was a real competitor at SuperSports 600cc. Glad to see he's, well, looking a lot fitter and a lot better than I can recall him being for quite a while. And glad to see him out in public as well. Zamri Barber, terrific competitor. Right, let's go down to the pit lane and to the grid, where I think Wheeling has got a couple of people we need to talk to.
All right, down on the grid for the SuperSports 600cc race 2. I'm down here with Andy Farid Izdiha. Andy, disappointing race yesterday. First of all, tell us, how are you feeling physically?
Yeah, yesterday had high sides, but my body was okay. But this morning I have to get my feeling more confidence for race 2, and this race I will try my best. Thank you.
So looking at the weather, it's equally as hot as yesterday. How are you going to manage your tire throughout the race?
Yeah, of course, from the beginning, some rider already attacked, but this condition very hot, many slide and spinning, and I will manage the tire and finish the race to get the podium. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Andy. Good luck. And we're going to go a little further down the grid, where we're going to see one of the new rookie in the SuperSport 600cc. Last year's Underbone 150cc champion, Muhammad Helmi Asman. So Helmi, second race of the weekend here at your home track. How are you looking forward to it?
Yes, firstly, very happy for me. I'm very happy because I can fight with the top. But yesterday I'm lucky because I'm try avoid Andy crash. So I hope today is everything good, and yes, I will do my best.
All right, thank you so much, Helmi. Good luck for the second race. And starting alongside Helmi is Muhammad Ramdan Roti. So Ramdan, just a quick word before you get ready. How are you looking forward to the second race?
Yeah, today we try another race. So we hope a better result for today. Anyway, I'm sure for sure I want to try a good result for today for the podium. So we will see in the race.
All right, thank you so much, Ramdan. All the best for the second race. So I'm going to throw it back to Des and Steve in the studio as the riders get ready for race 2.
Thank you very much, Wheeling. It's getting hot and steamy down there, 60 degrees trackside temperatures, so the camera crews and Wheeling working extra hard there, as are all the engineers and the pit crews. It's not only about the riders, Steve Martin.
No, absolutely not. Longer race, this 600 race as well. 55.4 kilometres, 10 laps long, so these guys are going to be riding more powerful bikes over a longer distance, so they definitely needed to have been keeping their fitness levels up, drinking lots of water, and being prepared to prepare themselves for this next journey over 20 minutes or so.
This is the man who won yesterday's race, Pirapong Boonlet, Yamaha Thai Racing Team. He did it in such a style that he's looking cool, confident, relaxed, that he might think he's gone on for a double. Kazma Daniel, Kazmuddin, gave him a real battle, chased him all the way. What changes might he have made to his technical setup just to try to get closer to Pirapong?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things that he could have done. I mean, he looked like he needed to settle his bike down a little bit. That could have been some geometry changes. Probably the most thing that would be change the balance of the bike. I mean, he will have had a better idea about how much the rear wheel was spinning. The team might have looked at the wheelbase. There's many adjustments that you can make to these bikes now. The trick is the rider needs to be able to know what it is that he needs the bike to do. If he can tell the engineer that, there's always something he can change to point it in that direction, and that could be the difference between finishing second and winning the race.
Idemitsu Asia Road Racing Championships has got 2 more races to go today. SuperSports 600 next and the 1000cc later on. Smaller fields, so we've got more of a chance to focus on individual riders. Looking forward to seeing if Helmi Asman is able to continue his improvement from yesterday. Started 8th, finished 5th on the grid. Intermetro Asia Road Racing Championship SuperSports 600cc race number 2 is just one formation lap away. And these are the 14 riders that we have got for you. Adam Norodom, 3rd yesterday on his return. He's from the Sepang International Circuit Junior ZK Racing team. Alongside him, Pirapong Boonlert on the Yamaha, and Kazma Daniel. Been watching this kid's progression throughout the years. Genuine talent is Kazma Daniel. On the 2nd row, you've got Krichipon, who finished a disappointing 7th yesterday, having started 4th on the grid. Ahmed Afif Amran on the 2nd Hongyong Yamaha, and Andy Farad Idzah, who had that painful bump as he came off on the hairpin at the end of the home straight. Azri Hakim Anwar and Mohammed Helmi Asman we've spoken about, and Ramdan Rosli make it a all Malaysian 3rd row. Pasawit, who came off early on race number 1 on row 4 alongside today's Danica Arons. I'm looking to see if the Indonesian can carry on his good work of last season. In fact, Ruzi was also an early casualty yesterday. And on row 5, TJ Alberto from the Philippines and Liam McDonald both finished, both got, sorry, TJ didn't, he was another casualty after 3 laps yesterday, but Liam McDonald came last of the 10 finishes yesterday, but did pick up some points. The likes of Liam McDonald, good experience for them, or will they just be looking to pick up times? What's the experience that the likes of Liam is after from the Victor Racing team?
Well, I guess what he needs to do is new to the championship. It's a new experience for him, so to be out in such a high-level championship as this, he really does need to learn from everybody around him, learn from the Victor Racing team, learn the circuit. Things get better the more time you spend doing them, so for him, it's about not making mistakes, keeping out of everybody's way, doing the best job he can, but most importantly, just soak it all in like a sponge. And that's would be my advice to Liam McDonald from New Zealand at the moment.
This is the penultimate straight. This is the one that sorts out the men from the boys, because they come into this hairpin going into the home straight, and it really is a fantastic ending, because you've got the long straight, and all the way I suppose you're thinking, when do I brake, when do I brake, when do I brake? It
builds tension, it really does, especially on the last lap when you've got 3 or 4 guys going into that corner. You know in advance that it's going to be a braking duel to the end, so you've got to give it everything that you can.
That's the Sepang International Circuit, boys. Their home circuit. Adam Norodom coming back. It's the very good colours, I like them. That looks very snazzy, the black and red.
Be good to see him get a decent result. Podium yesterday, but of course starting from pole position. I'm sure that he wants to go better today.
10 laps of the track. Just coming into position now is Ahmed Afif Amran. He's the last one to settle. We are just about ready. The lights go out and we're underway. Flying start from Adam Norodom. Bit of air from Pirapong Boonlert and White Wit from Kazma Daniel. 3 very different starts from the 3 men on the front row, but it's Kazma Daniel who, although he went wide, will have the lead, although Adam Norodom goes on the inside.
Wonder if everyone's going to take it a little bit easier. We had a couple go down here yesterday at this point. Everyone, for Cruzy, one of the guys that went down yesterday. But everyone's through. That's a good start to this race. And it is, of course, Adam Norodom who's moved into back into the lead of this one.
Certainly has, although he took a very different line. The 3 really did take very... Oh, and that Adam Norodom has gone very wide on that one, and that allows Pirapong Boonlert through. And in this company, that could be a fatal mistake.
Yeah, that as you said, he took a different line. Well, he certainly took a different line at that point of the track, and he took a little bit of grass too. So if he's going to win this race, he's going to have to ride the wheels off of that machine now. So Adam Norodom has given himself an amazing amount of work, but there's other people up there like Krichipon, who's got a great start. Daz McCann, and look at that, that's Helmi Asman up there in third position now. Helmi Asman in a podium getting spot at the moment.
But Pirapong Boonlert is the man who won yesterday, and immediately it looks like he's got an opportunity to increase that as we look inside the Adam Norodom pit lane. They're just trying to work out what went on. It just looked like a manual error.
Yeah, it did. He just went in too deep in the early parts of the race, and he just ran off, and there was, you know, he ran onto the grass. Nothing you can do about that. You've got to back it off and be really careful, otherwise you'll be going over the handlebars very easily. But meanwhile, back out front, it's Pirapong Boonlert, who's just seems to be taking off from where he was yesterday. Perfection yesterday and perfection so far today. The only place that he did make a mistake was his start. He didn't get the best start.
Kazma Daniel in his wake. Ahmed Helmi Asman also being dragged in there, but it's Pirapong who will lead from Kazma Daniel, from Helmi Asman. Pichipong, who disappointed yesterday, will be disappointed today because he's down in 9th. It's Andy Farid Itzahar in 4th place, Ahmed Abdul Amram 5th, and Pasowit in 6th.
It's a lot closer than it was yesterday. If you think earlier on yesterday, we had a couple of crashes that sort of split the field apart, so everyone's in a much better position. Let's have a look at the start, Des. Not the greatest start for the man Pirapong Boonlert there, but also Kazma Daniel. Well, he went way up the inside. It looked like he was going to take the lead, but he just went in too hard. You can see him sideways there, and he had to run wide, which let a couple of the guys through.
One of whom was Adam Norodom. Norodom himself would make a mistake. Helmi Asman tucked in nicely in 3rd place. Pirapong leading.
Yeah, Adam Norodom now still way back in 11th position, so he's got a lot of work to do.
Ahmed Afif Amran, bike number 50, just on the tail end of that little group, and also Pasowit is there as well. Pasowit's done better than this time yesterday. He was out after 1 lap, so let's see what Pasowit Titivarak can do, the tie on the AP Honda Racing Thailand bike. There is Norodom. He's not been able to make any impression so far, and that must be frustrating for him. He was in the leading group, and now he suddenly finds himself, what is that, P11? Yeah,
he's in P11 at the moment, and he just, once again, you can just see his bike moving around. I'm sure he wants to settle down, but 9 laps, he's got a lot of guys to pass. Someone's touched the grass there, using all the track and a little bit more. We've got a faller. It's a Yamaha down, I would say. Have to wait and see who that is.
Well, Pirapong has gone through.
Yeah.
He's okay. Kazma Daniel is through.
It could be Pasowit, maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. There is a big gap there now. They were pretty much nose to tail, that whole group, but as soon as we know who it is...
I think you might be right in bike number 50, Afif Amran.
Oh, at least he's up and he's okay, but that was a big crash. We saw the puff of smoke, looked like he lost the front there, but unfortunately for Afif Amran, it's day over for him.
And again, Pirapong, he ignores what's going on behind him. His lead is 0.719 over Kazma Daniel. Helmi Asman is holding on to the back wheel of Kazma Daniel, and he is dragging Andy Farid Itzahar through. But Pirapong Boonlert has got everything right so far this weekend.
I tell you, I am super impressed with the number 634, Helmi Asman. What a job he's doing. It hasn't taken him long to get into a podium position. We've got another faller. Now, is that a fall or is that a mechanical failure there? That looks like a lot of steam and smoke coming out of the number 36.
Well, TJ Alberto didn't have a particularly happy time yesterday on the 600. He's doubling up, he's racing in the thousands later as well, so he's going to be a busy old boy. But Pirapong Boonlert, wow, look at this lead. And Kazma Daniel has been taken by Helmi Asman, and that's Andy Farid Itzahar putting pressure on Helmi. But it's the Thai who leads and is racing away from this field in the early stages.
We just have a look here. There's that's the fall from earlier on. That's Afif Amran, who's gone down there on his Yamaha. Big crash there, just lost the front and tumbled out of this one. So just pushed a little bit too hard on that front tyre, too much lean angle, and locked the front up.
It's now in danger of becoming a procession. Helmi Asman has got himself ahead of Kazma Daniel, and Kazma, having come second yesterday, is now reduced to 4th, and a chasing brief for everybody is chasing Pirapong Boonlert.
Yeah, I think Pirapong's just got the perfect setup for this track this weekend. His bike looks perfect everywhere, perfect in the braking, perfect in the acceleration. It just corners nice. I mean, compare it to Kazma Daniel's bike. When Kazma brakes, he's sideways everywhere. Looks like he's having to ride a lot harder, almost as if the front end of the number 127 is too soft, in my opinion.
Well, he's lapping a good half second faster than everybody else. His lead at the end of the previous lap was 0.719. Now it's 1.2 seconds. A good half second on everybody else. Kazma Daniel had to look down the inside, but is blocked out. It means that Andy Farid Itzaha is now in second place. Kazma does take over Helmi Asman into third place, but the work of Pirapong Bula, he's taken half a second off everybody in lap 3.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive lap by him, a 2:10.8. He set the lap record yesterday at a 2:10.4, so he's honing in on perhaps even lowering that further. But back in the group, Norodom hasn't been able to make his way forward at all. He's still back down there. So unfortunately for Norodom, he's in 7th position at the moment. Still a lot of work to do, but any chance of winning, this race is over for him, Des.
I suspect it is for many of them if Pirapong just keeps this going, but for Norodom he will be, I think, perhaps encourage the fact that Kazma Daniel and Helmi Asman are in a little bit of a battle for themselves, so they'll be distracted by racing. And there is Norodom, has a little look, bike 77, goes on the inside of Hazroy Akim.
Yeah, that was a good move by Norodom there. He's certainly trying his hardest. He's got the bit between his teeth to try and catch up and make up that earlier mistake. He's got a little bit of clear track in front of him now, so it'll be interesting to see what his lap times are like when he's not behind someone. So hopefully he can do that.
He's up to P5 now with Norodom, and I think he will be able to see and smell almost the exhaust of the riders in front of him.
Yes.
Rosley in there as well, and Passawit.
He's got a lot of work to do to catch up to. You can see the gap there now. What's that, about a couple of seconds to the group in front. But Daniel Kazma once again a little bit wide there. The 6:34 of Helmi Asman. Gee, I'm impressed with the way that he's riding. But of course, Andy Farid Izadar, great comeback for him.
The lead has increased again to 1.37. That's another 0.2. Kazma Daniel is 0.4 down in third place. Helmi in fourth. And Norodom is 2.5 seconds adrift of Helmi Asman. That is catchable.
It certainly is. Andy Farid Izadar, of course, crashed out yesterday, so he would love to get on the podium if he can today. A little bit beaten up he was as well, but meanwhile, he's got through the danger period of this race. Everything's warmed up now. His confidence is back, and I think that we're going to see some really good lap times. But super impressive, Helmi Asman, the way that he's able to just hang in there on the back. You know, I've said it before, Des, but watch out for Helmi Asman. It's not going to take him long to adapt to the 600.
Of course, this is only a second race at the 600 level. Obviously, plenty of practice time as well, but in terms of racing and practice, two very, very different disciplines. And Pirapong Bula to set the fastest lap on the race lap record yesterday in a time of 2:10.433. That's 153 kilometers an hour. He's lapping not far off that at the moment. 2:10.8 his fastest lap, just shy of 250 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lead at the moment of about 1.3 seconds to 1.4 seconds, which it's not comfortable yet. Normally, when you're a rider, if you're about 2 seconds in front, you start to feel comfortable. So if he gets out to that 2-second marker, I reckon he will be comfortable. But at the moment, still a little bit too close for him to turn the gas off a little bit. To 2:10.8, as you said, there's pretty fast around here.
Pirapong does look absolutely perfectly balanced. Focused purely on what's ahead of him. Kazma Daniel's got himself back into second place here, ahead of Andy Farid Itzaha, the Indonesian, still recovering from that bump on his bum. As Helmi Asman is in fourth place. The black I'm looking at is the difference between Helmi Asman and Norodom in fifth. Between P1 and P2 it was 1.372. It is now up to 1.481. And now then the gap between Helmi and Norodom has dropped dramatically. It was 2.5 seconds, it's now 1.7 seconds. Norodom is making a move, Steve Martin.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's also just set the fastest lap of the race, a 2:10.7. So Norodom has got the bit between his teeth, and he is closing down on that group in front of him now. So Helmi Asman definitely about to have some extra company coming his way if he's not careful, because there is Norodom. He's broken away from that group behind. Still a long way to go. 5 laps left of this one, Des. And you can see Helmi's just looking over his shoulder to see what that gap is. But Norodom is on his way. It's going to be difficult, though, because everybody in front now are basically in the low 11s and high 10s. So although Norodom is also doing those sort of lap times, it's only a 10th a lap that he's making up at the moment. He's got to pull something special out.
This 5th place and this chase is a self-inflicted wound for Adam Norodom. A mistake early on in lap 2 when he was well placed in the top group. But it now means he's got an awful lot of chasing to do, an awful lot of work to do. But very much focused. He did make up 0.3 of a second on the last lap on Helmi Asman. And that gap might just be closing a little bit more. But you're quite right, there is loads of time left. I've got nearly half the race still to race.
Absolutely. Pirapong, of course, way out in front at the moment, and that in itself can sometimes cause problems because you start to think about other things. You wonder if you're going fast enough. And, you know, if you do let your mind wander, it can happen if you back off, because when you get in front and you think, right, I can afford to back off now, that's when problems happen. So Pirapong Boon Alert can't afford to do that. He's got to try and maintain that zone that he's in, that zone of perfection. I mean, look at the way that he's heading into there. The bike's just handling beautifully. No sliding, no spinning, everything just looking fabulously out there on the bike for him.
In his locker as well, he has been champion of the Suzuka 4 hours, so he knows how to keep his focus. He knows how to just get that metronome rhythm going. That's in his favour, and the lead is increased. It's nearly the magic 2 seconds, the lead for Pirapong Boon Alert.
Meanwhile, back in the pack, these 3 guys are having an awesome battle together. And I'll tell you what, it's not going to be long, like you said, and Adam Norodom is closing that gap down. There he is just in the background there.
He was. The gap did, no, it was infinitesimal, the gap that was reduced. Norodom comes through. Behind Norodom, a tasty little battle going on between Ajroy Hakim Anwar and Ramdan Rosley. Bikes 20 and 23, Pasowitz a little bit further down. Just to mention, Liam McDonald is still there. He's 30 seconds adrift. Fakruzi, who crashed out yesterday, he is in 11th. And Reza Danica Arans, I'm frustrated with Reza. He raced so well last year. I'm not quite sure he's got the right setup so far this term.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult when you come into a new class as well for Reza, of course. You know, he's still got a lot of learning to do. Sometimes it works straight away, like Helmi Asman's, it's clicked coming from the 150s, but for some reason Reza Danica Arens just struggling a little bit this time out. But I'm sure it'll come. All champions come to the fore.
Norodom, who has raced Moto 2, he is looking just to try to get on the back end, the tail end of Helmi Asman and Andy Farad Idzahar. The gap was 1.6 seconds at the end of the previous lap. And to the eye, to the naked eye, it looks like he's making inroads. Very much looks like he's making inroads. It's nearly 2 seconds between 1 and 2. Kazma Daniel in bike 127 chasing Pirapong. If that's 2 seconds, then what is the gap between 27 and Norodom?
Yeah, we'll find out shortly, but it looks like it's down to under 1.5 seconds at the moment.
And also, Helmi Asman, he's getting closer. It's nearly 2 seconds from 1 to 2. Kazma Daniel is just ahead. 1.3 seconds between Andy Farid and Adam Norodom. Norodom is slowly making inroads.
Well, if he keeps this pace up, he will be within striking distance of the podium on the last lap. But he has to keep on going. He's just done the fastest lap of the race again, a 2:10.5. Norodom is definitely on a mission at the moment, so he's caught up a whole bag of time that last time through.
Pirapong Boon Alert keeping that 2 second lead. It's not quite 2 seconds, but it's close enough. But here is Adam Norodom, the fastest lap, 2:10.5.20. the race record set yesterday by Pirapong Boonlert of 2:10.43.
Yeah, so it's pretty much close to lap record pace for Norodom at the moment. He will be kicking himself that he made that mistake early on, because you can't afford to do that in a 10-lap race. 15 laps, maybe, but not the 10-lap race with a field as strong as this.
We'll keep an eye on the laps to go, because we're at the tail end of lap number 7, after which there will be 2 laps to go, and he's beginning to run out of time, Norodom. Actually, we're not at the tail end, we're only midway through. We're coming towards the latter stages, and they go up the hill once again. Norodom has been in constant pursuit since lap 2, when he made that error around about this part of the track.
Absolutely. Kazma Daniel there once again. His bike's just moving around a little bit more than Pirapong Boonlert's Yamaha. They're both Yamahas, different teams though, and different setups, different lines there between the 2 Honda riders as well. And Kazma Daniel's run off. He's had some sort of moment there. And Helmi Asman, well, the 3 guys behind have striked. And now Kazma Daniel with work to do.
Real work to do. Norodom is now into P4. He's worked his way from P11 to P4 as the bike number 77, and he'll brake as late as he can. Going on the inside is Adam Norodom, but at the end of this lap he will be P4. Pirapong is still well clear with 2 laps to go. The lead between Pirapong and second place Andy Farad is 2.069. But look at that, Helmi Asman has now got real company in Adam Norodom. He's done a great job, Norodom.
He certainly has done a great job. That was a massive gap, and if you'd have asked me at the start of the race whether he could close that down, I would have said no. But I'm wrong. He's there, and he's got plenty of time now to not only get a podium, but move into second. First place, difficult ask, because Pirapong Boonlert out front is once again just managed this race beautifully.
Andy Farad will be looking to avoid any kind of calamity. He had a calamity on the final hairpin corner yesterday, but Adam Norodom, he's had his minor calamity already. Pirapong Boonlert, it's plain sailing for Pirapong.
It's plain sailing for Pirapong, but these 3 are going to be the show on the last lap for sure. In fact, the 4 of these guys battling for 2 spots in the podium. 4 into 2 doesn't go, Des.
You've got no room for error here now. Helmi Asman, he's been in pursuit, but now he is being pursued by Norodom. Andy Farad, good line going in. Norodom has a look on the inside. And this is the time when Kazma Daniel might be able to catch up a little bit. Not there though, but a little bit slow going up the hill.
Yeah, he balked a bit coming out of that corner now. And it's the 2 Hondas out front. Norodom's there, don't look over your shoulder. That's the last thing you need to do at that point, because Norodom will strike now. He's going to strike as soon as he can. With a couple of laps to go, things are going to start to kick off here, Des.
Norodom tracks Helmi Asman as they come into the penultimate straight once again. Penultimate straight of the lap, I should say. There's 1 more lap to go. Pirapong Boonlert since lap 2 has been leading. Since lap 1 he's been in the lead. Battle for P2, Andy Farad second, Helmi Asman third, Norodom through the inside. Adam Norodom goes from 4th to 3rd, takes Helmi Asman, is now in a podium position as we come into the final lap of the race.
Watch Helmi though, he's in the slipstream, he's pulled out. Helmi's strong on the brakes into turn 1. He's going to try and dive back. Well, watch Kazma Daniel on the inside. He's gone in deep, really deep, and got 2. Kazma Daniel moves up, but he's wide and gone back to 4th. It's the 6.34 magic up the inside by Helmi Asman. Oh, and there's connection there too. There was a touch, and Norodom's gone back up. What a race this is turning out to be. Helmi Asman now, boy, welcome to the 600 class.
Okay, so Adam Norodom it is who's 3rd place after Helmi had took him and Kazma took him. Norodom took him back. But now, Kazma Daniel on the inside of Helmi Asman. Indeed, this is 600s at its very, very best. Pirapong is clear of all the trouble, and Andy Farad as well, to be fair, has stayed out of danger. Adam Norodom in 3rd, Kazma Daniel in close pursuit, and behind him you have got Helmi Asman, who was 3rd and is now 5th.
Absolutely, Helmi Asman now so close to his first podium in this class. You can almost guarantee that he's not going to be happy with the position he's in 5th at the moment. Fireworks are about to start. Where's it going to happen? Helmi Asman goes up the inside. He's late on the brakes, but he can't do it there. Daniel Kazma right on the back of Norodom now, and they're closing back down to Andy Farid-Isidar as well.
They certainly are indeed. Pirapong, we've given him the race, I think. He's 2.2 seconds clear. The battle for the other podium place is what we're really after. Andy Farid gets low down, the knee is low down, but he's got real problems because Adam Norodom is on his tail. Terrific fight back by Adam Norodom. As Pirapong, they go wide. This is the all-important. What can you get into this long straight?
Big slide there by the number 127. He's Kazma Daniel on the gas, nice and hard. He's got a good drive now. All the teams are up on the fence. They don't know what to expect coming out of this corner. They can't see, but up the inside goes Kazma Daniel. He's made a great move, but as he run wide,
Kazma on the inside, and Adam Norodom goes down to 4th place. The victory for Pirapong. 2nd place will be Andy Farid, but 3rd place, my word, astonishing result. Kazma Daniel taking Adam Norodom. Helmi Asman has to settle for 5th. Brilliant from Kazma.
That was a great ride. He really did have to dig deep on that last lap, but he managed to pull it off. His bike was sideways into the corners and out of the corners, but a great result. But not as good as the man that we're not talking about at the moment, Pirapong Boonalert, who made it look too easy.
Terrific race for P2, you're quite right, Pirapong. The gap was 1.986 in the end. That's as comfortable as you can possibly get at this AP250. It's a relatively shortest race with just 10 laps, and that is a comprehensive victory.
Yeah, he really has this weekend just performed beautifully. And Pirapong Boonalert, what a ride he's had this weekend. It's just all worked out well for him. Even on his slowdown lap, he's not slowing down. He's really enjoying riding that number 26 machine out there. It was a brilliant result for him. He qualified 2nd, but the Yamaha Thailand racing team getting another great result. As they head over the line, look at that. He even had time, Des, to have a look behind and see what was going on.
Well, he's probably enjoying what had gone on because the corner was really, really strong. Coming into that final straight, into that final corner, odds on Adam Norodom was in the correct position, but great work from Kazma Daniel.
Oh, Kazma Daniel, he rode brilliantly. He rode strong, he was tough, and he just did a great job at being forceful and putting himself in that position, and it worked out for him. He managed to get 3rd. It would have been easy for him to sit back and get 4th. I mean, Norodom is a classy rider.
Pirapong Boonalert, back-to-back victories, 50-point weekend for him. Kazma Daniel in 3rd place, a 36-point weekend for him. Andy Farid-Isidar recovery from yesterday's crash, 20 points for him today. Adam Norodom, I'm not sure whether he'll be happy or frustrated with his comeback. A 3rd yesterday, a 4th today. Helmi Asman learning all the while, back-to-back 5ths. Ramdan Rosley in 6th. Azroy Hakim Anwar perhaps be frustrated, a 4th yesterday, 7th today. Krichapong 8th, having started on the grid in 4th place. Further down, Pasawit, Reza Danica Arans on the Astra Honda racing team, 19 seconds adrift. Fakruzi 28 seconds down. Liam McDonald got the finish and will pick up points, 46 seconds adrift for Victor Racing. JC Alberto and Ahmed Afif Amram were the non-finishers. Celebrations for Pirapong. Slightly muted.
Let's let him get his helmet off. He's got a bit of a smile going on under there, I reckon.
Kazma Daniel, brave effort from him because he dropped out to 5th, got back into 3rd. There was a lot of swapping and changing behind Andy Farid, so 3rd and 5th was very fluid.
Absolutely, it was. But I guess if I was having an analysis of the bike setup, I would say that Kazma Daniel's setup was probably not perfect for the track. He rode brilliantly, but probably the front looked slightly too soft. There's Ludo, the Frenchman from Yamaha, comes all the way from Europe to work on the bikes. It's, just a bit of conversation, people looking there.
It is a little bit muted, to be fair, having got the victory back-to-back suppose sometimes if you're 2 seconds away, you're already celebrating in your mind a lap from home. You're just avoiding errors.
Well, the other thing is, it's only the first meeting of the year.
It's a long season.
It's a long
14
season.
races, yes.
Yep, a couple of wins here doesn't set the weekend.
Okay, I believe we can go down to the Park Ferme. I think Wheeling is there. She's talking to the 3-2-1.
Hi, Kasma, congratulations on picking up another podium here. Fantastic move in the final turn against Adam Norodom.
Okay, first of all, I would like to say thank you to my team, Hong Leong Yamaha Malaysia, and my crew chief, Megani, and all my fans. My supporters coming now. It's really hot today, and it's really hard fight in this race.
All right, congratulations, Kasma, on your third finish. And coming in second place today is Andy Farid Isdiha, who redeemed himself with a podium today after crashing out in race 1. Andy, congratulations, a good performance today, a solid second place in race 2.
Yeah. First, thank you so much to all my family to pray and support me as always. And thanks to my team, all sponsor, Astra Racing team. I'm very happy for this second podium. Yeah, yesterday I have a not good day, but today I come back and I will try more for next race. And yeah, I'm really happy. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Andy. And today's race winner, once again, picking up his very first double win, is Pirapong Bulat. Pirapong, you've been having a fantastic week. Fastest throughout preseason test, pole position, winning race 1 yesterday, and you're wrapping up the weekend with a double win.
Yeah, I feel happy because we work hard for pre-test and test and qualify race 1, race 2. Yeah, we happy. Yeah, thank you.
All right, congratulations, Pirapong, and we'll see all riders on the podium shortly.
We will see all the riders on the podium shortly. There is the Sepang circuit, the venue for round 1 of the Asia Road Racing Championships, brought to you by Idemitsu. Let's have a look at the best of the action of the SuperSports 600cc race that we've just seen. It was a race that was dominated by Pirapong Bulat, although he wasn't the man on pole. Adam Norodom was the man on pole. Bulat, winner yesterday, second place, and Kazma Daniel on third. The start from Norodom augured well for Adam Norodom, but what happened later on to Adam would really cause him to have a lot of work to do in the latter stages of the race.
Certainly would. It was looking good for him at this point of the race where he was out in front, and we thought, well, pole position, maybe he's gone. But then he headed into turn 4 and just lost concentration up the top of the hill, ran off and went all the way back down the field into 11th position. The team were talking about what was going on. He had work to do. We thought that was going to be the end of him in this race, but he was working away hard in the background. Meanwhile, out front, the number 26, Pirapong Bulat, was doing what he does best, and that is to lead the race from start to finish. He did it yesterday, and boy, he was doing it again today. The number 36, unfortunately for TJ Alberto, ended in a pile of smoke for him today. Not a good finish.
This is Norodom forcing his way through the pack. In the meantime, Andy Farid, he just wanted to have a good time out on the track after yesterday's strange crash, and he got himself into second place when Kazma Daniel went wide.
Yeah, Kazma Daniel went wide heading onto that back straight, and we thought that it was his turn to be off the back. Meanwhile, Adam Norodom said, hey, I'm the pole man, let me through. I'm going to try and get a podium here. But we had the new boy in the mix as well, of course, the number 634, Helmi Asman, thinking, you know what, I'm enjoying this 600 class, I'm going to mix it up with these guys, and mix it up he did. Kazma, of course, got back in the mix, and whenever he's in any sort of race, there's action to be had.
This is a terrific highlights here. We're down to the final lap, and those three are dueling. Helmi Asman eventually would come 5th. Pirapong Bulat is well clear, but this is the movement. Adam Norodom In fourth is taken by Kazma Daniel, and Kazma holds on somehow, just holds off the attempt by Adam Norodom to make it back. Third place for Kazma Daniel, and Adam Norodom frustrated, I suspect, with fourth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the rain will make life interesting for the for the big boys. That is the last race to come later on today. Whoa, that really does have an impact, because when it rains here, Steve Martin, it rains.
Yeah, it's coming down pretty hard at the moment, which definitely got a few people chewing their fingers at the moment.
Onto the podium. They are slightly undercover. I think they're okay, although the girls are feeling the rain, and they want to get this done pretty quickly. Let's have the national anthem of the winning rider, Pittapong Boonlet, with the Thai national anthem. The prizes for the SuperSports 600 will be handed out by Teiji Okamoto, the Managing Director of Idemitsu Lube Asia Pacific. Our thanks for Idemitsu's continued support of the Asia Road Racing Championships, now in its 24th year. Longevity, very much the name of the game. And some young riders beginning to make their names in road racing. Kazma Daniel in third place. Second, Andy Farid Idzahar and Pittapong Boonlet will be picking up the victory. For Pittapong, a maximum 50 points from the weekend. He won by a second and a half yesterday. He won by 1.95 seconds today. And they are well-deserved prizes for Pittapong. And the team prize goes to Yamaha Thai Racing. The overall standings, Pittapong top of the pile on 50, Kazma Daniel 36, Adam Norodom 29, Azroy Hakim 22 alongside Helmi Azman, Ramdan Rosli from the One XOX team. He has got 20, as does Andy Farid Idzahar. So it's a significant lead for Pittapong Boonlet, but there are still 12 races to go in this season. We're going to Adelaide, Buriram, Suzuka, Korea, Sepang for a second time, and Buriram for a second time. The season ends 1st of December. So the first wins for Pittapong Boonlet, but as I say, there is a long, long way to go. The rain is coming down, and we have got one race to go. We will get the thoughts of rain and 1,000 cc's from Steve Martin after the break. You are watching the Asia Road Racing Championship. We have still got one huge race still on our agenda. Join us after the break.